Hey guys, this is Gabriel Lorenzi, creator of the blog Grupo Dicas, one of the biggest travel blogs in the world, and today I am here to tell you what to do in Santiago. It's not an easy task because there are many nice tours, but we summarize it and will be very quick and direct tips that will really make a difference and very objective. It's a very practical list for you to know what you can't miss in Santiago. So guys, enjoy the video, don't forget to give us the like and subscribe to the channel because that really helps us a lot, and that's it, buckle up! Well, Santiago is a sensational city. In my opinion, it was the city in South America that I liked the most, that I found the most beautiful city, so you can be sure that your trip will be surely sensational. One important thing before I start the list for you to understand, Santiago has a lot of nice things inside Santiago, in the city of Santiago, but there are a lot of touristy tours, touristy points that you can't miss that are around Santiago that are very important and that you can't miss. So we'll start with the ones inside Santiago and then the ones outside Santiago, which are very cool and in our opinion are even cooler than the ones inside the city itself. So inside Santiago, the first tourist point that we recommend you to visit that we think is very cool is the Costanera Center. It's the biggest business center in Latin America. It's gigantic and one of the tallest buildings in the world. So what happens? It's a business city, it's a mall underneath, it's a very gigantic building with a tower that has more than 60 floors. And what's the cool thing? There are several things that you will do. You will spend almost the whole day there. First, there is the Sky Costanera, which is the observatory on the 61st floor of the building. Then you go up. It's funny that the elevator is very fast. You only feel the pressure in your ear, but you go up. It's very cool. You have to buy a ticket for this attraction. You buy it and you go up. It's very nice. You can stay as long as you want. That's cool. You don't have a time to visit. The observatory is all glass and it's 360 degrees, so you can see all the sides of the city of Santiago, which is very beautiful. It has the Andes mountain in the background. It has the most financial part of Santiago, so you can have a general panorama, and that's why we recommend it. But the first tour, you get to situate yourself and understand what the city of Santiago is really like and even see the other sides from up there. And down there is a mall that has more than 300 stores, one of the biggest malls in the world, so it's also worth you checking out, see the stores and buy snow stuff or cold clothes if you're going to do the other tours that are far away. And in the winter it's very cold, so you need special clothes. It's already a nice place to shop, so we'll give you a hint as well. Shopping in Santiago, for us, the Costanera is always the main shopping mall there. You go there and buy your stuff. And now talking quickly about the view, Chile is a trip that you will see that you will have incredible views. There are two hills that are very important. What are these hills? They are like viewpoints, hills, mountains that are very famous in the city of Santiago. The main one is Cerro São Cristóbal, which you have to know. It's inside the São Cristóbal Park, so there are many attractions in the middle of it, sculptures, a lot of history. You'll see many nice things from the history of Santiago. And when you get to the top, you have an incredible view of the city. Then there is Cerro São Cristóbal, which is a little bit up there in the Providencia neighborhood, which is the coolest neighborhood that we recommend you to stay. And down there is Cerro Santa Lucia, which is much more smaller, but the view is also very beautiful, but you spend less time on it. There's not as much to see as on the Cerro São Cristóbal, but it's also a very amazing place. And there in the center of Santiago, in this neighborhood of Providencia, you will see that are the main tourist attractions. It's close to everything. We even recommend you to watch the video where to stay in Santiago. It's very good. We highly recommend this neighborhood because it's centrally located, it's close to everything, and it's a very beautiful neighborhood. It's where there is the greatest variety of hotel options. If you want, we'll leave here in the video description a link to the hotel search engine that we use, which is the largest hotel search engine in the world. It's very good. It always gets the best prices, so we only use it, and we manage it to make a personalized map in the link here below. So you click on this link, it will open a map with the region that we delimited that we think is the best touristic region in Santiago. If you stay within this line, your trip will be amazing. And now talking a little bit more about the attractions of the historic center, the cultural and historic center of Santiago, which is a little bit on the Providencia side, but it's right next to Providencia, so it's super easy to access. There are two of the main historical attractions in the city, which are the Plaza de Armas and La Moneda Palace. They are together there and are very historical places with very great historical importance for the city, but there's not much to do. They have their motif, which is very historical, everything, but there's not much to do. You can walk around the region, that's the historical center. There are many little shops, many nice things to do, but there's not much to do. But you can take pictures and enjoy the ride. And also another very cultural place in Santiago is the big market, the municipal market of Santiago. If you can go there because there's a lot of good food, spices, and many cool things for you to bring to your city. It's a very historical area of the city and very local to the people who really live in Santiago. They love the place. Well, talking about museums, there are a lot of museums. There are two main ones that we're going to mention quickly, but if you like, get informed, see for yourself what's the style of the museum, which one you think is the coolest. But there are the Fine Arts Museum and the Museum of the Contemporary Art, which are the coolest, the best sellers, and the ones that tourists usually like. And then leaving this center a little bit further down and going up there, which is close, there's the Bella Vista area, which is another nice area to stay, but we recommend Providencia if it's your first trip to a nicer neighborhood and closer to everything. But Bella Vista is also close to everything and it's very nice to go there at night. It's a very lively place. There is the Patio Bella Vista that we highly recommend you to visit. It's like a mini mall, only with restaurants and bars and a little shop or another, but the really strong bars are at night, all lit up with tables outside, so it's a very nice environment. And nearby there is La Chascona, which is another very important touristic attraction in Santiago that belongs to the poet Pablo Neruda. He has three houses that are important and touristic. Two of them are in Santiago and in the other one is further away from the city, but this La Chascona is usually the one people look for the most because it's right in the tourist center. It's closer, so you can also check it out. It's another tourist spot there for you to visit and enjoy. And to finish the tips from inside the city of Santiago, because later we'll go on to the tours outside the city, which are sensational, I'm going to talk quickly about a tour that we did in Las Condes, which is a little bit more residential neighborhood. We stayed there with a couple of friends of ours who lived there, so it's a very beautiful and very modern neighborhood. There are companies that are growing there and the neighborhood is beautiful, very beautiful, and there is a very nice place that we found in one of the parks. It's small, but it's one of the most beautiful parks that we have ever seen. It's called Araucano Park. It's next to the shopping center Parque Arauco, which is also very nice for you to know, to eat. It's very good. There is a food court that's open with live music. We think it's really nice. So if you can set aside a day for you to go there at the mall, have lunch in these restaurants that are in this open square inside the mall itself, pay a visit to the Araucano Park, which we think it's beautiful. It has a part with flowers that's really crazy for those who like photos, flowers and scenery. The pictures that we took there were really cool, so take a look. It's a different place. In general, it's not very touristy, people don't know so much about it, but it's totally worth a visit. You're gonna love it. And if you have any questions there during your trip, we'll gladly help you. Comment here below or also add us on social networks. We're always traveling around the world trying to show travel tips in a very cool way and our family routine with our daughters that are a blast. So follow us there, and if you have any questions, send us a direct message and we'll be glad to help you. And now leaving the city of Santiago, these are the sites that I found the most enjoyable. I thought it was a different experience because they are different scenarios. We left from inside the city, even more me that lives here in São Paulo, that I'm very used to the city. I found the tour sensational. I'll go in order. Actually, first I'll talk about one that's easier to visit and closer, which is the Concha y Toro winery. That are several wineries near Santiago. It is a must to visit one of them, but the most famous one, which is one of the largest wineries in the world, is Concha y Toro, the winery that produces the famous wine Casidero del Diablo, which is very nice to visit because it's a place already prepared for tourists. So you have everything there. There's a package that you buy that has a cheese and salami board for you to taste the wine. The tickets include wine tasting, so they show you all the history of the place, the types of wine. There's a very nice glass that you bring as a souvenir to your country. They give you as a gift, so it's a very nice tour and it's not expensive. It's very nice to do. So if you like wine, or even for those who don't, it's a very worthwhile one to visit because the view is also sensational. The vineyards with the Andes mountains in the background is really crazy. And now I'm going to talk about the tour that I found the most beautiful in Chile, the one I knew, which is Cajon del Maipo. For those who don't know, these pictures that you are seeing, which is in the contrast of the Andes Mountains, it's in the heart of the Andes Mountains, but it has some artificial lakes that were created by man. It's like a dam that they supply to the city of Santiago, so the scenario ended up being beautiful because there is this lake water from the dam, which is kind of greenish blue in contrast with the mountains, which are white most of the year because of the snow, and with the blue sky, so it looks beautiful. A good tip: try to go on a sunny day, don't go on cloudy days because the pictures are much more beautiful, the scenario is much more beautiful, and it's not far. It's only an hour and a little from Santiago. And a tip that they didn't give us the first time we went: the access is not so easy. It's closed, and sometimes people like to rent a car to go, but it's very risky because the road is very difficult. There are cliffs that have ravines down, there is no railing, the access is kind of difficult to get on the trails, on the mountain. In the winter, the tracks get that layer of ice, so you have to have special wheels with those chains, all of this. So our tip that we found sensational in our last trip is book with a specialized agency, because they do the tour and you don't have to worry about anything. They already have the whole route, the equipment, the adequate transportation, they show you all the best places. It's much easier. We ended up meeting an agency there that we highly recommend to Brazilians and from people from other side of the world. The cool thing is that they are Brazilian, they are very well respected there. Their transportation and equipment are very good, so they serve us very well. They give us all the assistance before the trip and after. They have all the tours. There is Cajon del Maipo, there's the Concha y Toro winery along with the city tour around Santiago, that's very nice, which already includes all the tours and historical points of the city. They have the tour to Viña del Mar and Valparaíso. They also have the Vale Nevado for you who want to ski or see the snow, and the Farejones too. They have everything, so take a look, click here below. I'll leave the link in the description of the video, and in this link there is a 10% discount that we got with them. We ended up being their super partner. We got a 10% discount only for those who go through this link. Going outside you can't even get the discount, so go there, fill in your name, email and phone number, and they will send you a message and help you plan your whole trip. They'll give you all the assistance before and there if you have any problems. Knowing that you have to buy or not to buy is really cool. They help you with everything. So this Cajon del Maipo tour you also call Embalse de Yeso, which is the place that's at the end of the Cajon, which is in this dam, or the Salto de Yeso now that has also opened in the place of the Embalse, which was closed temporarily. Then one of the two will be opened, which is a beautiful waterfall that falls and forms a dam as well. So those are the most beautiful scenario, and they have picnic there. The nice thing about the ride you will see is that the people set up a table with wine, cheese, with salami and ham. You're just nibbling away at the beautiful scenario, so it's very worthwhile. And out of Santiago, this is the top one tour that we think, and there's another tour that's also very nice. There are three. You can visit Vale Nevado and Farejones, which is also about an hour and a bit away from Santiago. Vale Nevado is one of the most famous mountains in the world, and very famous also because of the skiing, the practice of skiing and snowboarding, because it has one of the best ski slopes in the world as well. So the tourists usually go there a lot. You can either stay there, there are very nice hotels, they are very close because the tourist part of the hotels is small, so you can stay in one of these hotels if you want to enjoy more. They are not cheap because they are very tourist. They have all this structure and you have already there in the heart of where the ski part is, or you can go there and do a round trip too. It's super nice. They pick you up at your hotel around 6 a.m. You go and see everything. If you want to see Farejones too, which is about 20 minutes away, which is another ski park, another very beautiful mountain. It's a little less touristy than Vale Nevado, so it's emptier and cheaper. So look around and plan accordingly, but try to go to at least one in the winter season. It's very nice to see the snow. The period there from June to September varies from year to year, so research well, but at this time you already have great chances to see snow, especially in July and August. And in these places, internet signal is a little bit difficult, so a tip that we always reinforce is the chip. Buy a good cell phone chip because using the internet in these places is fundamental, so you can plan everything, research everything, post everything, and communicate with people. We have a chip that we have been using for years from a very good partner. I'll leave here the link below as well. You buy it in your country and they deliver it to your home in a few days with the right manual on how to use it. You arrive at your destination, put the chip in, and you use the internet there easily during the whole trip. It's much easier and more practical. We really like to use them, and we use the cell phone a lot. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked the video. If you like it, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel because that helps us a lot, and follow us on social networks. We're always posting cool stuff and travel tips, and if you have any questions, we'll be glad to help you there. And be sure to watch the other videos that are really cool. The one about where to stay school and these tours I mentioned. There's an exclusive video of the true tours of Santiago that we give you all the details and explain everything. It's really cool. And the main video, the most accessed, is the one on how to save a lot on your whole trip to Santiago in Chile. It's a complete video with all the planning for you to make your trip from beginning to the end, hiring all the services and saving a lot on everything when you are there. There are also tips to save money that are very good, so check out the video. I'll leave it here along with the playlist that has all the other videos. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much and have nice trips.